This movie sucked. Here's a little peek behind the curtain, right? I usually watch these movies and then I get on here and then I record and it's probably like 1, 2, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning at times. And then usually it's published either the next day or that same night, right? I watched this movie last night and this is just. I had to go to sleep watching this one. I couldn't really bring myself to recording right then and there. I had better things to do. There was an NFL draft. The Bears drafted a quarterback. You know, there was so much happening. Got to play with my cousin on Xbox. I have better things to do in my life than to watch Separation ever again. Separation, directed by William Brent Bell, stars Rupert Friend as Jeff. No last name. I'm actually checking the IMDb page right now. There are no last names anywhere listed on here. It just says Rupert Friend as Jeff, Brian Cox, Rivers, Samantha, Maggie. It's just a bunch of names. There's no last names. There's nothing. There's nothing to this. Somebody just wrote down a name and thought that's a fine character, you know. So Jeff is married to Maggie and they have a daughter. Now they're in a legal custody battle because Jeff is a loser who is a comic book artist and he's not having any work and he does nothing for the family. And then they're, fighting over custody. And then the wife just gets run over and dies. And so now Jeff and his daughter, what's her name? Jenny, are being haunted by Maggie. Color me unamused. Now look, there's a lot of possession movies, there's a lot of haunting movies, and this by far just does nothing interesting whatsoever. I mean, the trope of that the little girl or the son or daughter or whatever you want to call it, the child of the family that it follows is the only person that can hear or see this entity or being. That's old and played out and it's just uninteresting. So I found that to be lackluster. I found these characters to be lackluster. I found this whole story to be lackluster, quite frankly. This movie doesn't bring any joy. This movie drains you. This movie is an hour and 47 minutes. And I was checking my watch the whole time. That's how boring this movie is. I had no enjoyment out of this. This movie just exists in this world, and I'm shocked it even does. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the whole catalyst of this movie with the wife dying by a hit and run, when it happened, I laughed. I'm not even lying. The CG was awful. It looked terrible. None of this made sense. None of this warranted a movie. God. And so, to even further the point of the character argument, none of these characters are any good. I hated all these characters. None of them were great. The wife died automatically, so that was a plus. I didn't have to deal with her anymore. But then she still sticks around as this, doll thing that's possessed. And I'm just like, this is just not fun. I don't enjoy this whatsoever right now. The dad is just a deadbeat. He finally gets a job. Good for you, buddy. And it's just, he's so boring. The little girl is, somehow the best person here. Actually, I can't even say that. I think Brian Cox is better because at least he played William Stryker in X-Men 2. If your only good character is the father-in-law who wants to take sole custody of your daughter because her daughter died, why does this exist? And to top off this is a horror movie, right? You want to go to a horror movie to be scared. I didn't find almost anything scary in this movie. There's a scene with a mime that's pretty creepy that kind of shows up every now and then in the movie. That's about as much as you're going to get out of this movie. This movie brings nothing to the table. If you're shooting for lackluster stuff like that, then great. You accomplish something in that sense. But I want something more. I need something more. There's a lot of movies in this world. There's so many movies that are better. Don't waste my time. Characters are not good. The story is so boring. The scares are just non-existent. I don't know what else to say about this movie that I haven't covered yet. Like, if you want to watch this movie to have a boring time, it's not even good to where you can make fun of it. I laughed a few times at some stuff, but this isn't gonna be like, every single where you're finding something to laugh about. It's just boring almost all the way through. And how they twist some of the tropes in horror movies on how they find somebody that understands what's actually happening, but someone doesn't directly tell them what's happening, but they can kind of feel the energy around them, sort of thing. How they twist that is so lame. It's so stupid. I would have preferred a church guy coming in just being like, "Oh, your wife is possessing the house," rather than what they actually did. This movie sucks. Separation gets a dud. There's just no way around this. I was thinking about giving it a quarter of a star, but you know what? It doesn't deserve it. It doesn't deserve anything. It just deserves nothing at this point in time. Please go see something else. Please go see Mortal Kombat. I know Mortal Kombat's not the greatest movie right now. Go see Mortal Kombat. You want to watch a horror movie? Go watch Scream on home video. Go watch Halloween, the original. Go watch almost anything else other than this movie. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoy that video. I'm going to drink some coffee. I'm going to do something productive with my life right now because that literally just drained everything out of me.